hungry little pike, hammerhead here. Okay, so it is, I believe, day 4. It's Saturday. About 9 o'clock in the morning. We've had our oatmeal, cleaned up camp. I had a little coffee, all that good stuff. So we are on kind of like a out in the wilderness lake north of Windermere. We've been asked by some people that fish up here not to say exactly what lake we're on. But we were told, at the lodge at least, that up in like where we are right now, there's a legend. And it's a legend of Billy the Pike. King Billy is what they call him. So apparently this legend goes back like to the fur traders, the French fur traders that were here like a long time ago, and then the Native Americans before that. So back like early 1800s or whenever fur traders were up here. I don't know all the time like when that happened. So, but apparently when the fur traders came in, they settled this area because there are beaver everywhere, and there are freaking beaver everywhere. We had that beaver frat party the first night. As we came down the river here into this lake, we had to cross that beaver dam. There are beaver lodges just everywhere. Like there's a lot of beaver out here. And we've been seeing them a lot too, and at night we hear them because they thump their tails and it's really loud. So, and it scared the crap out of me the first night. Anyway, so the fur traders came up here for the beaver. Plus there's moose, bear, wolf, coyotes. There's all kinds of stuff up here for fur traders to do their stuff. So they come to this lake, and you know, they're fur traders, so they're hunting, they're fishing, they're trapping, they're doing all that stuff. And in this particular lake where we're at is where the natives told them not to fish. He said, don't fish that lake. And they're like, why? It looks great. It's a lot of rocks, some grasses, some lily pads. You know, why not fish this lake? And they said it's because of King Billy, or whatever the Indian name or Native American name for Billy was. Probably not Billy, I would guess. So the idea is, they fished it anyways. And the legend is, the Native Americans used to say that King Billy would, if you had a scar from him, it meant you were super brave. Like, so they would like dangle their arms in the water, hoping that he would bite them, because it's a pike and he's freaking angry about everything, and they just bite at stuff. So that was a thing. Like dragging your arm in the water was a thing for them. And if you got bit by him and you didn't get an infection and die, like you were super brave, right? Well, the fur traders thought, whatever, it's a bunch of hokum, a bunch of crap stories, you know, they didn't believe any of it. So they fished the lake, and they were wading in the water, you know, fishing for bass, because just like we're hoping, this looks like a great bass lake. I don't know, I think it's all pike, I really do. All we've caught so far in here are those little hammerhead pike yesterday. So they were fly fishing, and a couple of them got bit and died from like the infection. And they say it was King Billy, who they call King Billy the Man-Eater. Not that he can eat a man, but that he can bite you and leave a bad enough wound that it'll kill you. So that's the legend of King Billy. They say he can swallow like a beaver hole, you know, all these type of things. Like if a small deer walks up on the shoreline, he'll jump out and grab it. Like there's all these, you know, just a bunch of fun stories. So we're looking for King Billy today, as though he were some killer crocodile. He's probably, if he's anywhere, he's in here, man. This is as remote as it gets. Where we are right now, I was looking at the map yesterday on the GPS. Man, we aren't anywhere right now. We're in the Arctic Circle watershed is where we are, but this is as remote as it gets. And we're pretty sure no one's been back here. And the reason we feel that way is because of how you get here is just, there's no easy way. There's only the hard way of canoeing, portaging, having all your gear. There's no other way to get here. There's literally no other way. And not a lot of people do this kind of stuff anymore, so I feel like we're probably the only ones that have been here, shoot, since the 1800s for all we know, you know? Because that's what they said is after a couple guys got bit, I segued there. I kind of got a little divergent. After a couple guys got bit, you know, they started the fur traders had their own like stories of King Billy, like like if you had your hand in the water, like he'd, you know, take off fingers and all these things. And they moved out of the area. Now, if that's the real reason they moved out of the area, I don't know. I'm always kind of skeptical of this kind of stuff, but this feels like a Bigfoot legend type of thing, which I've been looking for Bigfoot and I haven't seen him. I thought I did the other day, but it was a dead tree. It was really brown and about 7 feet tall. So either way, we're looking for King Billy. Actually, I'm looking for smallmouth bass, but that's what we really want. But I feel like if we're gonna find him, it's gonna be back in here. And I cleared out the front of the boat. So if I do catch a monster pike, my net is not big enough. I'm gonna boat flop him, which is what I did with that stupid little hammerhead yesterday, and then deal with him. And that's the plan. So let's go find this legendary pike. Legendary pike. That sounds cool. Legendary pike. That sounds pretty awesome. It sounds better than exotic pike, because exotic, it kind of sounds dirty. Legendary sounds cool. Alright, let's do it. So I've never really fished for pike before, like that's what we're fishing for pike. And so I don't really know anything about it. And I didn't really bring the gear for it. I have some walleye gear, so I'm kind of basically pretending like I'm fishing for walleye. Because they, I don't know, almost kind of look the same maybe, even though they're not. I think it's kind of fun, it's kind of exciting just because, well, Nick doesn't like fishing for pike. Let's start there. He's not a big fan because he's had a couple bad experiences. I think it's kind of exciting because it's a kind of a dangerous fish. Like you could get bit by this thing, and it's a little exciting just because I could. And when they hit a lure, because I've caught a couple while I've been here, they just blast that thing. Man, they blast. And when you hook them, they fight. And then they eat my Ned rig because they cut the line with. Ooh, there's a dude in there. They cut the line with their teeth, which is really frustrating. But there's something in there. I'm gonna hit him. I think it's kind of exciting. Now I say that, but you watch. I have a bad experience and hook myself when he flops because they flop violently, or get bit by one. We're like, Nick, we have to go. Like I don't like these pike. This is just too scary. So I'm pretty excited now until something bad happens and be like, I'm done. Screw this lake. Sucks. This lake sucks. So we'll see. If I had a nibble back there, could have just been a rock. I don't know. I've got this shoreline. Nick's got the other. He's got the shoreline that's got sun on it. So if there's bass, he's probably in a better position to get bass. We'll see how we do today with my first ever specifically fishing for pike experience. So I got one here. He's a pretty good sized pike. I don't know if I can net him. Oh, he took that lure hard. Just gonna pop him up here. Flop. So first pike of the day, right out of some lily pads, and he swallowed that treble hook. This is not going to be fun. Let me give a little line here. God, these things stink too. They smell bad. They smell like swamp. They smell like swamp butt, dude. Let's see. Oh, he's got some good teeth on him. Let's see if I can get him in here. Where is that? Where did I hook you? Down in there. Let's see if I can get a hold of him here. Got him biting me or some crap. There we go. He's not real fat. That's why they call him hammerheads. His head's like too big for his body because he wants to get big. And I don't know how we're gonna get this out of here peacefully. So I don't want to see you to see me get bit and cry like a baby. So I'm going to shut the video off for a minute. Okay, so we got him undone. He swallowed that pretty good, but he's gonna be okay. I'm gonna let him go here, but let's take another look at him here. It's a big old pike. Well, not that big. He's just a long pike. Little clamps, and we will let him go do pike things. Go be angry somewhere else. Go be angry. He's like, peace out, dude. Okay, let's go get another one. Got something a little different here. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's Billy Bass. Billy Bass is here. Oh, yes. I was hoping there were bass in this lake. Oh, that changes some things. That changes some things. I swear, I was pretty convinced this is a pike-only lake. We got us a bass. Hot diggity dog. That's exciting. That's exciting. We were really worried about this place because it's so remote, and we thought, you know, maybe there aren't even any fish in this lake, so that's like a possibility. He's feisty. Here, buddy. I'll let you go. But, dude, we're talking bass and pike. A little bit of everybody. This is a little guy. Okay, little guy. Woo! He gone. All right. Yes, we've got bass in this lake. That is awesome sauce. All right, I might switch my gear up and go for bass. Put the old Z-Man Ned rig back on. That'll be exciting. We'll give this watermelon spoon a little more run because it's caught a couple fish. I've hooked a couple that I couldn't land, but yeah, we'll give her a shot here. Let's see what else we got. There's a little dude. There's a big dude. There's a snag. All right, see if we can see some bass. Blowing over. All right, that's good. That's good. Hopefully we'll find some more bass. Awesome sauce. Got us an angry little pike, little hammerhead here. He is not having it right now. Okay. There we go. Another little hammerhead. Man, they're angry little dudes for how big they are. Not super big. I got a blue-black Ned rig. I switched to a bass outfit. And apparently they like that. So, take a look at him here real quick, and I'm going to let him scoot. Okay, buddy. I know you're so mad. Come here. You're going to go. You're going. You're going on back home. Don't you worry. Another pike. Probably about the same size as the other one. I think they're all about this size. Nick and I were just talking. We think that this lake is it's like a spawning ground. It's just filled with small fish. Got him right in the cheek. It's not too shabby. There we go. He'll be angry again. Caught him right off a beaver lodge. I seem to be catching fish off these beaver lodges. I don't know if they have like a deal or something. Okay, back at it. I got something here mean. Oh yeah, he's mean. Oh yeah. Woo. Oh, he is crabby. It's a good pike. It's probably the biggest one I've caught. Alright, come here, buddy. Alright. Come here. Oh yeah. Look at that dude. He's pretty good. That's probably the biggest one I've caught so far. I've been able to land. Blue-black Ned rig. I switched that because it kind of looks like leeches. And I see a lot of leeches around here, so I figured, hey, why not? And it worked. Good. I Ned rigged from the center of the lake out. I let it drop down to a count of 10 and just popped it in. Maybe that's what I got to start doing here. These rocks, usually the sunny rocks are what's been producing, but not today. It's a little different today. I think it's just this lake is a different type of lake. But let's go ahead and get him unhooked and keep going. Oh, I got a big pike here. Come on. Stay on here. Don't you... Woo! Okay. Okay. Woo!
That's a good pike.
That's a good pike.
Yeah.
Ned rig.
Attaboy.
Man, he was angry.
Yeah. Nice job, man.
Boat flopped him. What we got here? Right in the mouth. Let's see, there was a big pike that ate one of my things. Let's see if he's got a lure in there. He does not. Okay.
Nice job, Casey.
I was going to take that lure right back. There's some fish. Nick and I are in a different part of the lake now, and there's definitely some fish in here. He caught a really nice bass just around the corner here. I had a big pike eat a spoon like it was not a big deal. And so that's where we are right now. All right, let's get your mouth. No, there's no biting. I said there's no biting. You're going back in, dude. Like, calm down. I told him no biting, Nick. He wants to bite real bad. Come here.
In the boat there. They got a mind of their own.
Yep. No biting. Here. You just stop. And then I'm going to let you go. That's how this works. Just because you're a big dude doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. Okay? Okay, see? Okay, now I'm gonna get this out of your line out of your mouth, which is in your mouth a little bit more, and you bent the crap out of my hook, but that's okay. Dang it. All right, there you go. All right, big dog. Let's see what you look like here. Let's show everyone how you look. All right, that's not working. I'll get you under your gill here. Right there is where I want you. All right, calm down, big guy. You're about to go back. That's a pretty good pike.
Yeah, it's a decent.
Not too good. Whew, and he is away. Man, they wreck a Ned rig.
I know.
That thing's always like has to get fixed after. But he didn't eat it. I don't know what they do, but the like line gets up in it. It's weird. I had a bass, 2 bass chasing this white tube I've got on. There's a rock. And I went back for him, and all I got was a little muskie. Oh, he got off. That's fine. He was not very big, and he saves me the trouble. Got this Casper the Friendly Ghost here, whatever this. I don't know. I forget who makes this tube. But set up here. I tell you what, when pike hit your bait, your lure, man, they really jack that thing up. It always, every time, like my Ned rig tube, it doesn't matter, you have to reset it because it's been beaten to death. But let's go see. I'm hoping. I saw 2 smallmouth bass right under my canoe chasing this tube, and they wouldn't commit. And then they saw the boat, and they got skittish and kind of, booked it out of there. So we're hoping. We're getting to this. We went through a swamp, just kind of check it out, and now we're back in a more open part of the lake. We're heading back to what we think is a river. If the GPS is accurate, which GPS has not been as accurate as we would like. We'll take a look-see here and see what we can scare up. A lot of rocks in here, a lot of submerged rocks. The water's clearing out, the sun's high. If there are bass in here, we're going to find them. And nothing there. wind blows from every direction. Okay, so woo, we're doing a little bit of the same thing I did yesterday with the Brussels sprouts and the grilled pike. And so I'm not really going to show much of a video about that. We've had a pretty good day today. Didn't catch a ton of fish, but we did pretty well for ourselves. So I'm going to get my onions and garlic and stuff on. All right, some garlic and Brussels sprouts and slice up some onions. So tomorrow we're going to, we're not even going to pack breakfast. We're just going to kind of grab a protein bar and just pack up and get out. And I think we're going to go back to our original island where the fishing was a lot better. And we're going to make probably a stop on the way, an overnight stop. So that's the plan for now. So now it's just time to take a look at these Brussels sprouts real quick. This is Brussels sprouts on the fire. My fish are ready to go on here in just a minute, and I've got some brown rice boiling. So we're pretty hungry, so it's time to eat. You might think we don't have a lot of modern conveniences with our hammocks and whatnot, but if you can see, Nick is eating his dinner on his own patio. He has his own patio. It's pretty luxurious. Look at the look. Look at his view. Look at his view. He has lakefront property. This is like $100,000 rock right here, just for this particular rock. It's Casey here with Outdoor Adventure Club with Nick, of course. So tonight we want to talk about, with our little fireside chat, the gear, maybe the one or two things that we are glad we brought, like our favorite things, and the thing that we wish we would have brought. So the things, I got a brand new summer sleeping bag. Normally I have a cold weather sleeping bag, and I got this summer one. It's really lightweight, and I love it. So I have my hammock, and I have my under quilt, and then a really light sleeping bag that I can use like a blanket. I really haven't gotten into it. It's been warm enough that just the under quilt itself has been fine, but I like having that. It's just like a little extra warmth when I need it. And I know we're due for a cold night. We looked at the weather beforehand, and we're gonna have a cold night. The other thing is I got this new solar charger, which is it's behind me charging things. It's basically, here, I'll get it real quick. Might as well get it. So it looks like a wallet, kinda. Except it's heavy. It's a 40,000 milliamp battery. So you charge it up ahead of time, like, so it stores like a battery. And then when I'm out on the boat, I can just unfold it, and it has these solar panels. So when I'm on the canoe all day, I just kind of carabine her into my rope and just let it basically trickle charge. It doesn't charge super fast. Like, it's not like if you leave it out all day, it'll fully recharge its battery. But it's enough that I've got 5 GoPro batteries, and I'm charging at least 2 every night. That it's enough that it's keeping those full. This sucker's still pretty full. I think it's like 80%, which is good. That'll definitely, even if I don't solar charge anymore, like, it'll get me through the rest of the week. So I'm glad I brought that. The one thing I wish I would have brought was crankbaits. I didn't bring any crankbaits, and some of the spoons I brought were too small. I should have brought bigger spoons, like I would use for walleye. I guess I wasn't prepared for the pike, and I should have brought some lipped crankbaits. I kind of pooped the bed on that one.
All right, some of the gear that I have that I'm like most thankful for this year that I think are really cool. I think having a rod holder, that's one thing that I brought this year, is super awesome to have. Just when you're going through those long stretches of paddling and things like that, you want to have something to keep you kind of going, keep you motivated, and I find that just being able to troll with that rod holder. I used to just have it like my rod sitting out on the boat, and I kind of had it like in between different things to kind of keep it steady and things like that. But this rod holder keeps it up high. I don't hit it with my paddle or anything like that. Another thing that's critical to have, I think everyone needs to have it when you're doing these types of trips. This is a spot, and what this allows us to do, especially if you're doing solo, this allows you to contact individuals in a time of crisis. Okay, is what allows you to do. You can say everything's okay. You can say, hey, I need a hand. Or if it's like severely severe, that's when you hit that SOS button. They'll fly in, they'll come, they'll get you. Because you never know what's going to happen out here as well. So it's kind of vitally important that you have some type of communication. There's no cell phone service out here or anything like that. So having this spot is kind of a lifesaver to have.
And like the guy said, you hit the SOS button if like somebody loses an arm.
Right.
Like it has to, because they're going to fly in a helicopter. Like it's going to be Coast Guard or some type of life flight. It's pretty serious stuff. So it's not like I'm really sad today or I'm just cold. Like you hit that if it's a severe emergency.
Yeah. Gear that I wish I did not bring. I brought a sponge, which is really dumb of me to bring. That moss that you have, it's on every island. You can grab it. It does better than an SOS pad. It does better than a sponge that you can use. Gear that I wish that I would have brought. The one major thing that I wish that I would have brought is something better to read. I brought a horrible book, and it's a tough read. I think Kindles are cool, things like that you can get like 300 books in a Kindle, more than that, and just having that ability to read, because there's going to be a down day where nothing's going on, and having that reading capability would be super cool. I just got a dud of a book this time, so.
Yeah, I brought my Kindle. It's like from 2007. It's super old, but I just finished a book this afternoon, and I read a little bit every night before I go to bed, so I'll probably start a new book tonight, and in terms of weight, it's huge. It's really big because it's super lightweight.
That's it.